So how do we get the trumpet to make the sound that we want? Well, it all starts right here. There are a lot of little muscles in our face that have to work just right together to form what we call the embouchure. Embouchure is a French word that means basically that. How do these muscles work together to create the right face for us to play the trumpet efficiently? I think there are two basic things that are super important when we're talking about forming our embouchure. One thing is actually has not to do with the muscles, but more to do with your teeth. And I think it's really, really important. And that is to align your teeth top to bottom. There are some players who play with offset this way or this way, and they run into problems later in their playing. If you can take care of this when you're first starting out, you will be better off for it. So try to get your embouchure in a position where the teeth, top, bottom, are right over top of each other. Now your teeth are never going to touch, because if they did, you would not be able to get air through there. You have to have a hole between the teeth, an opening, to be able to blow air through. So, but that's really important, top to bottom. And what that does is it gives you a good flat surface for then the mouthpiece to come up and play on your lips. That supports your lips in a good flat way. So the other thing is getting the lips into position, in the correct position. There are a lot of players who I've run into who play with a poo sort of style. And what they do is they blow the lips open. What does that mean happens? They have to bring the mouthpiece up and push the lips back into position so that the lips can then work the right way. If we just get the lips into the correct position to begin with, we don't have to use that additional mouthpiece pressure. Pressure is not our friend when we're playing the trumpet. It creates a lot of other problems. We don't want to use too much pressure. Okay, so if we just get the lips in the right position to begin with, we don't have to push the lips into position. They're already there. So we can lightly put the mouthpiece up and be able to play the way that we want to. So how do we do that? I'm going to get closer to the camera and show you poo, wrong way, versus That's how we want to do it. So what is the difference? From the side, poo is really blowing those lips open. Is rolling them in a little bit. You roll, and you have good flat teeth alignment, and roll those lips in just a little bit. You're going to give yourself a good setup for an embouchure to just be able to put that up lightly and get the sound that you want. So the next thing then is breathing. Let's talk about breathing for a second. Breathing starts actually with your posture. Whether you're sitting or you're standing, you basically want your tailbone to the top of your head to be a good straight line, as straight as you can make it, so that you are sitting nice and tall or you're standing nice and tall. And I often will sit or stand with one foot a little bit in front of the other, so that I have a good firm foundation to rest the rest of my body on. And again, straight line. Okay, it starts there. When I breathe as if I'm filling a glass with water. So I breathe from the bottom of my tank up. So I feel actually like my stomach is like a balloon. And then it comes up into my chest. That's a good full breath. The next thing is, in making that sound, if we get the embouchure in the right spot, teeth alignment, rolling the lips in a little bit, how do we hold the mouthpiece? We don't want to use a fist, because if we did that, we could use way too much pressure on our face. Again, pressure's not our friend. So how do we do it? Well, let's grab it with just our thumb and first finger out on the end of the mouthpiece shank, right out on the end, so that we cannot use that much pressure. Now, the next thing is to try to get a sound. Align the teeth top to bottom, roll in a little bit. I play with what's called a wet embouchure. A lot of players do that. So I lick my lips. Some people actually lick the mouthpiece. Either way works. And then we we get a buzz out of the mouthpiece. At first, it honestly doesn't matter what pitch you get, as long as you're getting a sound. So I would try a few of those. And what I would not do is I would not hold it up there. Not at first. I would try one at a time. Put it up there. Take it off. Reset. And what you're doing is you're training yourself how to form that embouchure every time. Maybe try a little bit higher one. Now, how am I starting that note? I'm starting that note with my tongue and air, essentially taking that breath in and using a 2 syllable with my tongue. I'm not saying it with my voice, but that's what I'm doing with my tongue and air. Right in to the mouthpiece. Once you can make some higher and lower pitches, then a great exercise is to do something called sirens. And that's just what they sound like they are. You kind of move between higher and lower pitches, up and down like a siren would sound. And you can, again, take it off, reset. And sirens help to strengthen the muscles of the embouchure as well, which is a great thing to help us play higher notes and to play with a bigger sound and all those other things that we want to be able to do on the trumpet. Having a strengthened embouchure is a great thing, and again, sirens help us to do that.